Wreaths Boutique. Welcome. Okay, in this video, we're going to be talking about, is this a bad time to start an Etsy shop? And the short answer is no. So there we go. Okay, there's actually 3 reasons why I think that. And all right, since this is live, I will wait a little bit, make sure everybody can see. There's usually an ad. Sorry about that if there is one. Yeah, so I just want to get that intro for those of you watching the replay. But, sorry, I have my screen down here. So yes, is this a bad time to start an Etsy shop? The short answer, I think no. I know we are having hard times right now. Not everyone, but a lot of people. There's high inflation, like especially gas prices and food prices. Wow. And there's a recession, although some people are still denying it. It's here. And just things like that, uncertainty. And that does cause people to hold on tighter to their wallets for good reason. And I totally understand that. So you're wondering, maybe this isn't a good time to start an Etsy shop. Maybe I should wait till the timing's better. And so many people want to wait until the perfect time. And really, there is no perfect time. And the most successful people start now. So let me just say a few. I see Faith is here, Lynette, Mary, Michelle, Dana, Evelyn. See you. Linda, welcome everybody. Svetlana's here. And Svetlana, you're the other Svetlana that just joined my group, right? Welcome. All right. So I think there are 3 reasons. There's more, but these are the 3 main reasons why I actually think it's a good time if you're thinking about starting an Etsy shop, or if you're like on the fence, like, maybe I should give up. Don't put it off. Just start. So the first reason is, with all the high inflation, having a side income is so nice. It might not be as easy as it was to start a shop in 2020 or 2021. Everybody was shopping online, so it was easier. Etsy had record-breaking traffic and customers, so it was a lot easier. However, sales are still happening. There are still a lot of people buying, and it might not be as crazy, which could be a good thing if you're just starting, slow and steady, learn skills, improve slowly over time. But yeah, that side income, even if it's just, a few hundred extra dollars a month you're making, that can make a big difference. That's groceries, that's gas, that's fill up a couple tanks at least these days. So just having that extra side income, even if it's not as big, is so helpful. And a lot of people, oh wait, that's my next that's my next point. Anyway, let me look at the comments. Hey everybody. Diane says my perfect time was me keep putting it off. So I just went for it. Yes, I'm so glad you went for it, Diane. That is so true. All right. So one way you can help with this, because there are people maybe looking for lower price points. So just offer different selections, different sizes, different price points, so that you can accommodate maybe people who want something handmade as a gift or something for themselves. I offer mini wreaths in my shop, which is really nice. So people who don't want to spend $200 on a massive wreath, they can buy something smaller and be happy, and that's great. So offering different prices, or maybe year-round things with maybe like different bows they can add, or things like that, can really help. So yes. Diane should we always include free shipping on lower price items? It's up to you. I have set up in my shop free shipping on orders over $35, but I also have, I don't think I have anything. I have a few mini wreaths under that, but I think I have free shipping on those too. So depending on what you sell, like if you have bows that sell individually, you could have those have a shipping cost. And then if they buy a wreath and then add the bow also, that can be free shipping. So you can set that up in your Etsy shop. Personally, I offer free shipping because I think those things convert better, as well as psychologically, um, even if it's the same price. So if say something is $75 with or $75 with $15 shipping, or something is $90 with free shipping, the cost is the same, but the perceived value of the $90 item is higher because I think it's nicer because it's more expensive, but the shipping is just included in your cost. So psychologically, more people will buy the one that's a little bit higher. So, um, is it Carrie? Is that how you pronounce your name? I'm excited to catch a live chat. I love your wreaths. Thank you. I just started my own Etsy wreath shop. That's awesome. So I hope those give you some ideas. So the second reason why I think it's actually a good time is people give up too early. When times are hard, so many people leave the market, they give up too early, and so there's actually less competition because there's less people starting right now than there were, and everybody was starting in 2020. Everybody was selling masks and doing very well, like right away, and it was so exciting. But then when things slowed down, a lot of people stopped and quit and they didn't pivot. So if you're starting now, you'll have less competition because so many people give up. And I was, I'm trying to think if I want to share this story or not as an example. Sometimes I have really weird examples that they make sense to me and some people, but I don't know if it fully translates. But so when I started my Etsy shop, this isn't the weird example, but I'll just tell a little bit of my story. So when I started, it took me about a little over a year, more like a year and a half before I really started making a good income from it. My first year was total like not good. But yeah, I sold about 20 or 21 wreaths, Sarah, in my first year. And most people would be like, "Oh, I didn't sell very many. I'm going to give up. This isn't working." But if I had known that, and I mean, yes, I do have some videos here on YouTube where I talk about some things I did to improve that and get better. And I teach a lot of that. Actually, I teach everything I know in my VIP group, and which is open now, linked in the description if you want to join. Sorry, I probably should have said that earlier. But if I would have known that this shop was going to become a huge income for my family and a huge blessing, I was going to be able to put all three of my kids in an amazing private school because of it. They can join all the sports they want. Well, actually, they can't because I don't have time to drive them to all of them. But you know what I mean. Extra like piano lessons, all those kinds of things is paid for because of my shop, and I wouldn't have been able to do all of those things without it. And you've probably seen how much my Etsy shop makes. I have two or three. I think I have 3 videos I did in a row. But what I'm saying is, if I would have seen how well it was going to do in the future, if I just kept at it, kept with the grind, you're going to probably work for nothing or very little at first, but keep pushing through that. And if I would have known, it would have been easier to do that. And I don't know, I just had a confidence that it was going to happen. I don't give up easily, thankfully. So yeah, so if you know that later it's going to be successful, you just have to do these things and give it time. Like everybody's time frame is different depending on lots of different factors that we don't need to go into right now. But if you just, yeah, don't give up too early. And most people do. So I'm just going to give you the weird example because I'm here and why not? Most of you are women that watch me, so you can probably relate. So after I had my kids, the first one, anyway, so I had a hard time breastfeeding my second son. My first one was in the NICU, all kinds of health issues. I pumped. Anyway, so my second, I was like, I'm going to breastfeed him till he's a year. This is going to be great. And I struggled. And the lactation consultants kept telling me, if it hurts, you're doing it wrong. They also didn't tend to say it's going to hurt no matter what when you first start because you're not used to it and all the things. If this is TMI, I am so sorry. I'll make it quick. So anyway, I wasn't doing it wrong. It was like he was picture perfect doing it, but it still hurt. So I thought I was doing it wrong because I wasn't. I don't know if this is. Anyway, so I ended up giving up and too early. And so with my daughter, I was having the same problem. It still hurt, but she was doing it right. She was doing this is so much TMI. She was doing it right, but it still hurt. So I actually went to when I took her into one of her earlier checkups, the doctor, he was a young guy, the pediatrician, and his wife had just had a baby. I'm telling you, this like tiny conversation I had with him was a huge deal because I told him that and I was like, is she eating enough? Like she didn't have any bottles. I was worried because everyone said, if it hurts, you're doing it wrong. If it hurts, you're doing it wrong. So I'm like, is she was gaining weight. Great. He's like, no, she's getting a good amount of food. It must be fine. My wife is doing the same thing and she was breastfeeding correctly, but it hurt her really bad too, but it went away after about 3 weeks and then she was fine. And so I had a time frame. I'm like, "Oh, this is possible. I just have to get through these 3 weeks and then it's going to be fine." And that changed everything. I got through it after a couple weeks. I was totally fine. And she was doing it right the whole time. And I was able to feed her that way the whole time. She never had to have a bottle. It was fantastic. So, how does this relate to Etsy? Yes, it's hard in the beginning. You're going to be doing all of this work. You could have your Etsy shop set up perfectly and still not see results. So, um, you have to work at the marketing, work at the all these other things to get traffic to your Etsy shop. Yes, this is a season of slower sales for a lot of people. I'm very grateful that my sales have still been pretty steady. A lot of that is my own marketing and all those things. And I've been doing this for years and I've built up a listing quality score and all those kinds of things that help get your listings ranked in search. So I'm doing a lot of that work and I've built it up. And so now it's easier and the algorithm loves me. So I really hope that translated. So people give up too early. Don't give up. All right. And that's going to lead me into point number 3, which I think is a good time. But I'm going to look at some of these questions really quick. So, sorry. I'm like, Angel. Hey, Angel, I'm glad you're here. Says younger people are growing up expecting free shipping, Amazon. So they won't buy items that include additional fee for shipping. That is so true. It's best to include it in your price. Yes, absolutely. Um, so I hope that point was helpful. Um, sorry, I know I'm looking down. I have my iPad here so I can scroll up and see the comments and things. All right. So, oh, Melissa asked, where did I get the baskets behind me? These are from Michael's. I do have a video where I did a wreath room makeover and I did link the taller, skinnier French buckets. Those are awesome. Michael's is where I got the other baskets, but I haven't seen them, which is a shame because they were really cheap. The French buckets are really nice for the longer stems. So perfect for florals, but they're a little more expensive. But yeah, that's where I got those. Okay. Let me get into the third point and then I'll get into some questions. Okay. So point number 3, why I actually think it's a good time to start your Etsy shop. Is your future self will thank you. So kind of like the last point where, a lot of people give up, there's going to be less competition. When the economy eventually picks back up, you're going to have the foundation. You're going to have some listing quality scores built up. You're going to have the experience. You're going to have your social media built up around your business. Even if it's slower, all of that work you've done is totally going to pay off eventually. And it may take a little bit longer. I don't know how long it's going to be like it is. I don't. But the time is going to pass anyway. I heard that. I don't know who said that, but I love it. The time is going to pass anyway. So you might as well do the thing, even if you're worried the results are going to be slow. So I am so thankful I started when I did because it has been life-changing for my family. So I want to help you do the same thing if you want to. It's so wonderful. But yes, it's a lot. It's simple, but it's not easy, if that makes sense. So it's simple. This is what you do. This is how you bring traffic to your shop. This is how you set up SEO. I have videos here and I have way more detail in my VIP group and I will help you there. And but you do have to put in the work. You do need to focus on trends, focus on just what people are actually buying. And then, yes, there might be less people buying them, but people are still buying. Trust me, it's still doing really well, which I'm very, very thankful for. So, um, oh my goodness. Also, what a blessing to have this business that I could work from home, work around my schedule, or my kids' schedules, my husband's schedule. When we had to do school at home in 2020, I could do it. I could do that and then do my work around it. I didn't have to go off to a job it was such a blessing to have this business then, let me tell you. And who knows what the future holds? Who knows? We don't know. But the fact that I can work from home is a huge blessing. Oh, it's amazing. And a lot of families are homeschooling now. It's becoming more and more popular, and you could do that while you run your own business. So you won't have to make a choice between, do I go to work or do I homeschool my kids? It's just such a blessing. Whatever your situation is, being able to work from home for yourself is amazing. And yes, it's going to take a while to build it up to the income you want. But that, like I said, the time is going to pass anyway. So, anyway, I hope that helps. Uh, Blanca says, so true. I can't believe it's been a year since I started my Etsy shop. That's awesome. And are you so glad you did it? You have a year of experience under your belt and it's just going to get better from there. So that is awesome. And also, Etsy is cheap. It's practically free and it's low risk, especially when you compare it to getting your own website, which is a lot of work. You have to drive all of your own traffic and all that. So Etsy is very, very simple to start. Um, I don't have a link in the description right now, but I can add one to get 40 free listings. Most of my YouTube videos that talk about Etsy, I have a link to get 40 free listings. So that's no risk because you don't get the fees or anything until you've actually made an order. Then Etsy takes their percentage off. So it's really no risk to start. You might as well try and then you know. So anyway, that's my spiel. That's why I think it's a good time. And let me get into some questions. Sarah says, do you think Etsy ads are worth it? I feel like I gain more traffic through Instagram. I haven't actually done any ads with Etsy. I keep planning on trying them, but then I get busy. And so I haven't used ads. So I'm not a good person to ask. I do think if you are going to do ads, you need to have a high profit margin, which Wreaths do. So I feel like digital products and things like that are lower cost, it's harder to make your money back from ads. But I think with Wreaths, the profit margin is much bigger per item you sell. So there's potential that ads can work really well. A lot of people use them and have success. It really depends. But if you put an ad on a listing that's already not performing, it's probably not going to do anything except spend your money. So you'll want to put ads on a listing that's already one of your better ones. So I hope that makes sense. Let's see. I hope that answers your question, but I haven't actually done ads. I think I did a video last year. Actually, I think when my group was opening, maybe last fall, on how I made 6 figures without ads. So I hope that helps. Let's see. Svetlana, love the breastfeeding story. Had the same problem. Yeah, thanks for sharing. I knew you guys, a lot of you would be able to relate to that. So I was like, oh, do I share? Linda says, do you charge tax when people purchase from you? Actually, Etsy does all of that. So most states require taxes to be taken out now. So Etsy charges it and remits it. So you don't even have to think about it. And then for your own state, you'll set up that in Etsy and you'll have, no, Etsy remits that too. So it's really, really nice. But yes. Um, Angel says, one thing I've learned is that you can't set it and forget it and hope to grow. You must put in the work. Your sales depend on it. Absolutely, especially in the beginning. Etsy really works off momentum. So I teach everyone in my group that you need to do your own marketing at first. Like really set up things. And you know what? You have more time if you're not making sales. So you might as well. It's free. Social media is free. Like I said, I've never used paid ads. Um, and now I'm kind of like, I don't want to. I've come this far, but who knows? Who knows? But yeah, you send all your traffic as much as you can to Etsy, and then you get that momentum. And then, and oh, Diane says, I've been using Pinterest. Yes, Pinterest can be great. Idea pins are huge right now. That's performing very well. So yeah, you'll get that momentum, and then that's when Etsy's algorithm kicks in because you build up a listing quality score and your listings will rank higher in search. And then you'll get lots of organic traffic from Etsy. I still get most of my traffic on Etsy from organic traffic, even though I do a lot of my own marketing. So I hope that helps. But Angel, you are exactly right. Lucy says, in my first and only sale, I messed up on shipping labels. Can I ask for a refund? Yes, you can. So if you messed up your shipping label, you can just request a refund, give the reason, and then just purchase a new shipping label. I've done that so many times. You're in good company. It does take a couple weeks to get the refund, though, unfortunately, but yes, you can. Anna says, OMG, I caught you live. So exciting. Watch you all the time. Yay. Hi. I'm glad you made it. um, let's see. Michelle asks, is Etsy your only platform? Yeah, I keep it really simple. I do have a website because I have my VIP group and I have other things going on now, but I just have a button on there that says Shop Wreaths and it literally takes people directly to my Etsy shop. I keep it very simple. I just love Etsy. It's so easy. And if you want to use Etsy, but want to have a more professional looking site, you totally can by using Pattern. I think it's Pattern or Etsy Plus. I think it's Pattern. So it looks like a nice website and it's like 10 bucks a month. Pretty simple. Um, but you can do both. You can have your own website eventually and Etsy when you have a bigger social media following and you're driving your own traffic. You have a nice big email list of customers. But yeah, you can do more than one, but I would always have Etsy because their organic traffic is so much more than I could ever do on my own. Ranking in Google is a lot. So it's so much easier to rank. And when people search, your listings can pop up on Google if they're ranking high on Etsy. And now, ooh, listing videos can rank on Etsy. So make sure if you are on Etsy, you're making listing videos for your listings. So that's very important. All right. Sarah asked, do you still do shipping through Etsy, Jenny? I was doing it at first, but found when I go to UPS near my home is cheaper. I have been doing UPS mostly now, not all the time, but through either Parcel Path or Pirate Ship. I've been using both of those. So, yes. Let's see. Can you give tips on how to take good pictures to load on Etsy? I actually have a whole video on that here on YouTube, and that will, yeah, I just use my iPhone and I edit it. Make sure, even if you have the best lighting, the best setup, you still should edit your pictures. You can brighten them up. Don't edit so they look bad or like not normal. Make it so they look nice, light and bright and crisp, but but yeah, realistic looking. Anna says, I just signed up for your VIP group. When does it start? It's always going on. So once you signed up, once you finish going through the checkout page, you sign up for the subscription, you'll get an email automatically. You'll get your login details and all that. So Yes, yes, Diane, my VIP group is open. I opened it yesterday and it's open through September 1st. That's when the doors close again. So I only open it twice a year publicly. If you're on the wait list, you already got an email about it yesterday, and tons of people have joined, and I'm so excited. I spent most of the day yesterday welcoming new people in the group. So yeah, if you're wanting to join, I have a link in the description and you can join. I would love to have you. Seriously. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. All right. Let me see. My goodness, my iPad is running out of power. Angel says, Jenny, have you heard whether or not Etsy favors either? So pattern versus normal page, they do not favor either. They've said that. So one thing though with pattern is you don't have all your competition right next to you. I think that's a plus for sure, because all your listings aren't like, you can still be found in Etsy's regular search, but when you take traffic off of social media to your Etsy shop, they won't have all your competition nearby. Like a lot of times it'll be all your like similar items and all that will be listed underneath, so all your competition will be right there. So that is definitely a downside to Etsy, but nothing's perfect. So Etsy doesn't favor that, but that is a benefit of it. I hope that answers your question. Linda says, with the VIP group, do you have to renew every year or is it ongoing? So Linda, the VIP group is a monthly subscription, so you'll pay $27 a month. That just renews. It'll charge you automatically. You'll have your card on file, and then you can cancel anytime. And I'm gonna keep the group open as long as people want to be there. So, which I hope is a long time. So it's such a great group. I love it. It is just my favorite thing. And I hope you guys love it too. I've seen so much improvement with my students. It just, when I see someone that has really been struggling with the wreath making and they post a picture, because people post pictures in the group and say, hey, I'd like some fresh eyeballs on this wreath. What can I do to improve it? Does it need anything? I'm going to post it, so you get some feedback. And let me tell you, when from the first posts I see from certain people to more recent posts, it is night and day. I am so proud of them. I'm so proud of them. It just brings me so much joy to see just how talented these ladies are, and they're just doing so many amazing things. Anyway, yeah, it's wonderful. So you don't have to renew, it's just a subscription. There is a yearly subscription or a monthly. So the monthly is just month to month, and the yearly is you get 2 months free, but you can't cancel anytime. Like you can cancel after the year is over if you like, or you can join another year, but you don't have to renew it. It'll just do it automatically until you cancel. I hope that makes sense. Listing videos. So yes, it's Blanca. It's the video that pops up right after the thumbnail. Yes, those are so important, and it helps conversions a lot. Angel says, Jenny's group is a great place for networking. Yes. Oh my goodness. I have made so many wreath friends from there, and I just love getting that group is so wonderful. There's so many just awesome people in there. Not everyone. It's so funny. Um, when I'm in a group and I don't think I've ever posted anything. I've been in there 3 years. Not my group, but someone else's. I'm a lurker. I watch the videos later, not when they're live, and I never comment. I'm like an introvert online, except in my group. It's so funny. Anyway, Michelle says the VIP group is awesome. Yay, Jenny. I will soon be only selling wreaths, no coasters or moss. Thank you. Yes. Michelle, I did a Etsy shop critique for her. Did I do an Etsy shop critique for you? I think I did. And one of the things I was saying, focus. You don't want to be commodity shop. So I'm so glad you're implementing that, Michelle. Also, just so you know, if you're in the VIP group and if you're new, if you join before Monday morning, you have a chance to get your Etsy shop critiqued on the live, because every week I do a new piece of content, and this week or Monday is our live wreath and Etsy shop critique. So I posted this morning in the group. I got the video scheduled. So if you want your Etsy shop critiqued, or wreath critique, just post it in the comments of that post. So I only do Etsy shop critiques in my VIP group. So those are so fun. And I love seeing how their shops have improved. It's amazing. All right. Anna says, what would be your best tip for creating a multiple wreath to try and get a bestseller? So I like to keep those simple, something that you can get the materials for and make a lot of, and something that's really trendy. So I do usually a greenery wreath that's trending. My lamb's ear wreaths have been really, really good for making multiples. And then I have a 3-part formula that I talk about in my VIP group. It's a great way to get a trendy bestseller. And you also need to just try different things because you never know when you get things what's going to be a bestseller. You can guess, you can do your best guess. And that's why I do trend reports, because you can kind of see what's going to be popular, what's going to sell well, what has sold well in the past. So you can make designs based on that. And then another way to get a bestseller, when you list a new listing, really push it out to people. If you have an email list, I teach how to do that in the VIP group. If you have an email list, you go and email them maybe with a coupon, like for like a 2-day coupon, maybe run a sale. And so you can get people to buy that wreath first so you can boost it in the algorithm. And so make something that you can make over and over again, like you can find the supplies, and then something that will be trendy. And that is the best way to do it, in my opinion. I hope that helps. Linda says, how do you do the research for the trend report? So I think of my ideal customer and where they shop and what's popular. And I go to websites like that. And Etsy also releases a trend report, but that's a little more specific to Etsy. I'm looking at home decor styles and what greenery they have in there. Joanna Gaines is a great person to follow. Shay McGee is a great person to follow. And I love Pottery Barn, West Elm. Places like that are a great way to see what's on trend, at least for my market, of fresh looking greenery and things like that. So that's really how I do it. All right, I am going to do a few more questions before I go. Let me see if I'm missing any. All right, let me scroll up a little bit. New England's, is that how you say your name? Says, I sell sporadically, seasonally, and the fees are getting ridiculous. Seriously considering closing my shop. And this is a great example of, I'm sorry to pick on you, a great example of people quitting when times are hard. And that's going to make that a lot of people are doing that. They're like, oh, every time the fees increase, people leave. But Etsy still has by far the lowest fees. I mean, not by far, but the lowest fees for any handmade platform. Amazon charges 15% for Amazon handmade. That's crazy. So 6.5% is not bad. And every place, even if you have your own website, you're still going to have to do the processing fees that Etsy has. But that's everybody. Even on my own website, I have 3% processing fees on everything. So that's for everybody. But just stick with it. I don't quit. I mean, if you are not loving it, absolutely, this is your life. Do what you want. But I would encourage you to stick with it. Yeah, but you do you. Let's see. I saw a question pop up. Would you renew your listing every 2 to 3 weeks to keep your shop up on the Etsy list? No, definitely not. You do not need to be renewing your listings. Definitely, that's like an old tactic people used to use. It's very outdated. Waste of your time and a waste of your 20 cents. Yeah. If your listing expires after 4 months, maybe you can see what you can do to improve it. Maybe improve the photos, or maybe give it a year even. It can take a long time for newer listings to get up in the algorithm and sell, unless you're doing your own marketing first. So I always recommend doing that. I move my hands a lot. Sorry. You have a website including Etsy. I do have a website, but that's because I have my VIP group and things like that. So my VIP group is hosted on my website, even the community, so you never have to go on Facebook. Yay. Sorry. I'm not a fan of Facebook groups, but yes, everything is hosted on my website. So I have a website, and like the first section says shop Wreaths. I keep it, it's very, very basic. But yeah, it just connects to my Etsy shop. A lot of people, if you want to have a domain, you can get a domain and just have it directed right to your Etsy shop. So you can kind of secure that domain name if you like. But I would not have a website if I was starting out. I didn't have a website for many, many years. Um, and I grew to six figures without a website. But you can absolutely have one if you want, but I wouldn't focus on that till later. You don't have to be licensed to sell on Etsy, but check with your state for sure. Every state has different rules. I have a business or a resale license for my state, and that's also how I can buy wholesale. So, yeah. You also will probably need to have some kind of business license if you want to charge sales tax, which you need to charge sales tax for most states. So, definitely get it. But to sell on Etsy, you don't have to have it. They don't require that, but definitely follow the rules of where you live. All right. Any tips on growing your Instagram followers? Yes, pretty much every platform, short form videos. I know they can be cringy, they can be a hassle, but that's what works. And consistency. And if you don't want to do reels, you can do carousels, like when you have multiple photos, but consistency and short form videos are performing the best. I actually just did a training in my VIP group all about short form videos and reels and how to make one and repurpose it for lots of different things. Um, it's cringy. I was kind of embarrassed making it because I actually went through and made 2 reels. And yeah, you really got to see behind the scenes. But yes, that's definitely the best way to grow on Instagram right now. All right. I hope that was helpful. Please be encouraged. I know times are hard right now, but stick with it. Don't wait. If you're really wanting to sell, don't wait. You'll thank yourself later. And it might take a little bit more elbow grease, but I believe in you and I know you can do it if you put in the work. And like I said, it's simple, but it's not easy. So I have simple steps, but you actually have to do the work, and that can be hard. But gosh, it's been such a blessing in my life. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet. And I will see you soon. I'm planning on doing another live later this week. I'll probably do a couple more before my group closes so I can talk about it more. Because every time I open it and then I close it, there's always people like, oh, I didn't know you were open. Oh no. So I'm trying to talk about it more, but I'm always like, oh, people are going to get sick of me talking about it. But I just get so excited about it. And I'm very passionate about all of this. So, oh, Carrie or Sherry or Carrie says, I'm having trouble figuring out how to store all my completed wreaths. Any suggestions? Yes. Make one, take pictures, and then make the rest to order. Don't store a bunch of wreaths. So I hope that helps. I do talk about that more in the VIP group. I know I sound like a broken record. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.